Hey guys, welcome back to the Tearing It Up podcast. I'm your host, Taryn Lamb. In today's episode, we're going to get into all things. I actually don't know. I wrote down a few notes, but we're just going to see where this goes yet again. I struggle with coming up. I feel like, what I struggle with is when I come up with too much of like an overarching theme for an episode, I start overthinking it because I feel like I have to like stay so on this one topic. And I notice I don't flow as well. So recently, I've just been programming these episodes with like random notes of shit that I'm thinking about and kind of just going off from there. Now, how's everybody doing today? I'm drinking a green tea, passion fruit, and peach, St. James iced tea. Delicious. Not sponsoring the podcast, but like they can if they want to. I am feeling pretty good today. I feel like this week has been very up and down for me. Like one day I'm like legit questioning my existence. Last night I was like having a mental breakdown about how homesick I feel. I feel very homesick right now. I think it's just like, I miss the Oregon summer. I miss my family. I miss like being in nature. And I am feeling a little like cooped up, and Texas summers can be a little difficult for sure. They are growing on me though. They're growing on me. I don't feel like the heat bothers me as much as it used to. I just am craving like swimming in a mountain lake and smelling like pine trees and shit. And I felt a little homesick. So I was like actually crying about it last night because I saw a TikTok of like someone on the Oregon coast, and I was like, fuck, like I miss that so much. And yeah, I've had like weird emotions all week. Like one day I was legit just like, what am I doing? Like I have no motivation. I have no drive. I have no creativity. Like I just was feeling really bad about myself for a couple days. And then today I'm like, no, I'm actually back. I'm so back. Like my creative juices are flowing. I'm good. I'm coming up with ideas. And I've just learned that that's the reality of my life and the career path that I have chosen for myself. Like it's volatile. You're never going to feel like you're 100% worthy of it or 100% good at it. And I think that's the case for many different jobs, right? But I definitely feel it more in what I do now than what I used to do, because like I just didn't care as much about my past jobs as much as I do, of course, about this one. And like, yeah, I don't know. So I've been having some like imposter syndrome vibes, I think, this week. And today though, I'm feeling better. I did just get out of therapy about an hour ago, which I feel like I usually need like a little bit to process after that. And I'm kind of in low energy, but it was a good session, and I will be processing it tonight, especially because Rafa's going out with one of his friends. So I'm just going to have like a night in alone by myself. But we are going to start out with watching, wearing, eating, and listening to, which is 4 topics that I like to talk about every time I do an episode, where I share what I'm watching, what I'm wearing, what I'm listening to, and what I'm eating this week. So watching, I'm still watching Love Island. I think it's over in like a week or 2. It's gotten a little bit boring because now everybody's kind of coupled up, and the show is kind of at the point where like everybody's in a couple and there's not like necessarily a ton of drama. But what was interesting is I think it was this week that Sierra, one of the Islanders, got kicked off. Even like she was in a couple with this guy. They were like one of the most serious couples there. But something resurfaced of an Instagram story of hers using a racial slur. And I'm very glad they kicked her off. That is what they should have done. It was interesting because she posted an apology video, I think yesterday, and I watched it. And she was saying in the video how she didn't know that it was a bad word and how she didn't like mean it like that in the context that she said it. But it was so odd because in the context that she used it, like you can look up this Instagram story by her if you want to see it. But like in the context that she used it, like she was using the word like how, as in like what it means. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but she was using the word like almost correctly. Like it was obvious that she obviously knew what it meant, because it wouldn't make sense in the context of her sentence if she didn't know what it meant, I guess is what I'm getting at. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about that apology. However, I do think people that are like calling ICE on her family and like sending her death threats it is very extreme, and that is not okay. And like that is taking it way too fucking far. Like there's a difference between holding someone accountable for something and threatening them. Anyways, also Huda, she's another Islander. That girl's driving me insane. there's like a lot of people that like her now, and I'm just not a Huda stan. I can't get behind it. I think she is toxic in all these relationships with the different guys in the villa, and I think she never takes accountability, and I think I'm not a fan. My favorite person in that villa is Amaya Papaya, and it will continue to be that way. I also really like Iris. Love her. She's beautiful, and I love how she like never has hardly any makeup on. Like I'm like, okay, natural baddie, go off. Okay. Oh, we also just finished Squid Game, the 3rd season. And I was like reluctant to start it because I'm like, ugh, like I didn't love the 2nd season. The 3rd season was actually really good, and I was invested the whole time. So highly recommend. And I guess they're starting a US Squid Game. Like the next Squid Game will be like a US based one, which will be very interesting to see. Okay, wearing. This week I am wearing, I bought like Lululemon underwear thongs for running because I cannot find a good thong to run in where like it's not either riding up your ass crack or slipping in a crevice and is uncomfortable. And I bought Lululemon underwear, which it's pretty pricey for sure, but I was like, I need a good thong to run in because I'm tired of my thong rubbing me all the wrong ways while I'm trying to run. And I bought some, and they are amazing. They are incredible. They do not move. They are so comfortable. They're agile. And I got them a couple weeks ago, and I have been wearing them for every single run, and I highly, highly, highly recommend. Okay, listening to. I have been listening to, actually, while I run, Rafa he sent me like one of his DJ sets, like through, I think it was on SoundCloud. And I'm not usually one to listen to like a DJ set while I run. Like I usually listen to a playlist, but I've actually been listening to his DJ set while I run, and it's really fucking good. And it actually like pumps me the fuck up while I run. And his DJ sets actually slay. Like I'm being a supportive DJ girlfriend, I guess, right now, but I've been loving listening to his DJ sets while I run. Okay, eating. I have been eating Snap Kitchen. Not sponsored. Snap Kitchen is a establishment in Austin. I don't know if they're in other cities, but you can go there and you can pick up essentially like little meal preps. And I go on Sundays. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks because I always eat a big breakfast. I always eat a big dinner, but sometimes like with lunch, I don't want to cook because like I'm always in the middle of stuff, and I don't want to like cook, but I also don't want to just like grab something out of my pantry, which has been a bad habit of mine. It's like just grabbing a chomp and a protein bar, like a protein shake, and like just eating like processed stuff for lunch. And I want to start eating like a meal for lunch. So I'm eating like 3 full meals a day because your girl needs to fuel herself for this running. So I've been going to Snap Kitchen because I don't want to cook lunch. I really don't. And you can buy these meal preps, and they're actually really, really good. This week I had like tandoori chicken, I had shrimp pad thai, I had a burger bowl, and I had chicken fried rice. And you can see the macros on them. They literally take like 1 minute and 30 seconds to heat up. And I've been eating them every day for lunch, and they're keeping me full, and I'm getting my protein in, and I really like Snap Kitchen. So if you need like a quick, easy meal source and you're in Austin, try Snap Kitchen. It's actually really good. Guys, last week we had an incident, to say the least, happen in our kitchen. So on last Wednesday, I was, Rafa was on the couch doing something on his computer. Dinner was just about to be done. Like the air fryer was about to go off in 60 seconds. I was like, you know what? Let me cut up the avocado. So, start prepping the bowls because we were making these delicious like citrus salmon avocado bowls with rice, edamame, cucumber, avocado, little seaweed. We put like a little arugula, lime. It's delicious. Ponzu, sesame seeds. It's delicious. It's one of my favorite meals that we make during the week. I go to cut the avocado. I grab one of the sharpest knives out of our like knife block thing that we have. I have never cut myself in the kitchen. So like I can be a little careless. I can be a little reckless because when something hasn't traumatized you, you can sometimes cut corners. And I'm holding the avocado, and I go to stab the pit. And instead of, I guess, like a normal person where you just kind of like tap it with like the center of the knife and pull it out, I like instead decide to like stab the pit, like full force with a knife, like like as if you were like stabbing something. I missed the pit entirely. It goes directly through the avocado in a split second into my ring finger, like my engagement finger, my ring finger. As this happens, blood squirts onto my face. It is like a geyser coming out of my hand, like a fucking geyser. There is blood all over the counter, all over the floor. I am hysterical, like freaking out, holding my wrist, and I just like fall to the floor and I'm like, what do we do? What do we do? Things are starting to connect in my brain that like, oh fuck, like I need stitches. Like at first, when it first happened, I was like, okay, maybe we can just like stop the bleeding, put a fucking Band-Aid on it. As I continue to bleed out, I realize, oh, this is not a Band-Aid situation. Rafa hands me a towel. I wrap my hand in the towel. He's like, apply pressure, hold your hand up. Like, we're getting the fuck out of here. He went into full-blown dad mode. He stayed so calm, which was so nice because I was actually so, not scared like I was going to die or anything, but like I was scared. Like it was a scary moment. Like as humans shouldn't have to see blood. Like when I see blood, it instantly just like terrifies me. And I'm scared, like, oh, fuck, I'm realizing I'm going to have to get stitches. And I'm thinking, like, holy fuck, is that going to be so painful? I'm also thinking, like, are we going to have to wait in a waiting room for hours? Anyways, all these thoughts are going through my head. He's like, I need to put the dinner away because if he doesn't put the dinner away, the cats will eat it. And if the cats eat the dinner, they'll get sick. Like, this man is thinking of everything. So he's like frantically trying to put the dinner away so the cats can't eat it. We get in the car. We drive to urgent care. Luckily, it was like 1 hour before urgent care closed. And if it would have been later, like after they closed, we probably would have had to go to the ER, which God knows how long we would have been in that waiting room. So I'm just so thankful that urgent care was open. Rafa fills out all my paperwork for me because obviously I don't have a hand, and he's filling out all the paperwork. They come and like put a tourniquet on my finger. Ugh, it was so fucking horrible. Finally, after they've gotten all the paperwork and my payment, like they wouldn't even let me back until like the payment and everything had been done. They take me back. I got 3 stitches. The lidocaine in the wound, where they like put a needle into the direct wound, was one of the most painful things I've ever experienced. Like usually when I'm experiencing something super painful in like a doctor's office or whatever, I don't like verbally express it. Like I'll be like, but like I won't be like, holy fuck. When she was doing it, I was like, that hurts so fucking bad. That hurts so fucking, like it was horrible. But then it was numb for the stitches. It was great. So I've had this like cast on my finger for the last week, and it's a funny story to say the least. And now Rafa cuts up. I'm like, you're cutting up the veggies. Like I'm not doing this. And I am trying to be more careful because it was just like a genuine rookie mistake by like stabbing an avocado like that. But it's been kind of fun because I can't do the dishes. So I'm like, sorry, can't do the dishes. I am like, oh, I can't take out the recycling. Like, I only have one hand. But I am supposed to get the stitches out on Saturday. So like, I actually think the wound is like basically healed by now, but it's been fun having to tap out of all of the household chores because I'm injured. I'm injured. He has to do it. I'm injured. But after that experience, we've never had, like Rav and I have never had like an injury, like an injury happen to that degree in our relationship. And afterwards I was just feeling so thankful for him. And I was so thankful, one, for the way that he handled it just by staying calm, because he did not make me feel like stressed out or scared, or like he just made me feel really reassured in the moment that I was like, what the fuck do we do? And I was also just really thankful that I don't even know, like if I would have been in my apartment alone when that happened, like would I have had to call myself an Uber? Because like I wouldn't have been able to drive. I mean, maybe with like one hand. I don't know. So I was just really thankful for him, and thank you, Rafa, for taking care of me in my moment of crisis. Guys, okay. Next training. I'll skim over this fairly quickly because I don't want this to become a running podcast, but we are in week 4 or week 5 of marathon training. And it's interesting because I was like, oh my God, when I start running, like I'm going to get so snatched. Like I'm going to be so snatched. Like it's going to be crazy. And I don't feel that way. I feel like I am having to eat so much and I'm so hungry all the time that I'm like, if anything, I feel like I'm like gaining a little bit of weight, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I definitely was thinking like, oh my God, if I run this much, like I'm going to get snatched. And I feel like if anything, this training is like causing me to gain weight because I'm like starving and I'm eating way more carbs and way more I'm just eating way more in general. And I will say I feel like a little bit inflamed. I have heard that like a ton, like women doing a ton of running can be like not always the best for your hormones. I feel great. Like post run, I feel amazing. I'm like on a runner's high, but I also do feel like I've had like some tummy and gut issues and feel like a little inflamed in my gut, which isn't great. So I'm really trying to prioritize fiber and like things like that because I feel like I've had some gut issues since running to this degree. I will say I desperately miss going to Pilates. I was like a Pilates princess for like the first few months of the year. I was going all the time and I was feeling really strong. I really was liking like how it was affecting my physique. I loved the way like yoga, hot sculpt and Pilates was impacting my physique. I obviously can't really do it anymore. I mean, I could maybe do it like once a week, but that like cross training day of our training, I usually like to prioritize more like weights. So I really don't know how much Pilates I'll be doing over the next few months, but I really do miss it, rip. And I wish that I could do both, but I don't think I can. Like I feel like Pilates can make me so sore that I don't want to like try to mix that into my routine. Maybe like once a week. I don't know. But I do feel like I'm slowly getting faster. But it's like up and down because like, I don't know, we did a long run on Sunday where I legit felt like I could not run faster than like an 11, 12 minute pace. Like I was sluggish as fuck. But then like we did a run on Wednesday where I was like, okay, I definitely feel like I can speed up right now. So it's just like very up and down. It's not consistent at all. And I just know I just need to stick with it and push through. And I feel like I'm still in the phase of like, this is new. It's exciting. I'm like motivated, but I know that in a few months when we hit like the middle of training and the runs are pretty long, but we still feel like we're really far out from race day, I'm going to like feel burnt out and I'm going to want to give up and I'm going to be like, fuck, like I don't want to do this. So I'm just trying to like not let that happen now because I know it'll happen later. So I'm just trying to like keep the motivation, the vibes high. Because right now I do feel like I'm still excited and I hope I continue to feel that way. Although I don't think that will happen. The next thing I wanted to talk about today is actually my hair journey, my hair, the backstory of my hair, because I've explained like my story with my hair a few times, but I've never really done it on the podcast. I've never done it in like a longer form video like this. So if anyone listening has seen any of my hair content on social media, you probably know that I used to have very, very damaged, very bleached, very fried, very unhealthy hair. Now, it wasn't always this way. My hair when I was in high school was pretty. It was pretty healthy. I did put a ton of heat on it, but it wasn't like super damaged. It was like, you know, I think as it was fairly long. It flowed. It was pretty. I would say in high school I had great hair. Well, for the first half of high school. See, I believe it was like junior or senior year was when I started going blonde. Oh, I started going blonde. And especially senior year. That was when I was doing like legit like bleach and tones. But I, you know, got my first set of highlights and I wanted to be blonder. And then I got more. And then I was like, no, I still need to be blonder. And I definitely had some blonderexia as a teen. And I would just bleach my hair. And I obviously like always had wavy hair. I didn't really know that I had like curly hair, but I always knew that I had like wavy, puffy, what I thought was like just frizzy hair. And I hated it as a kid. I really didn't like it. I put heat on it all the time because like also then like straight hair and like styled hair was so in, like having like flat, straight pin straight hair was like everything. And so I would put heat on it all the time. So then you mix bleaching it and wanting to be as blonde as possible with also putting a ton of heat on your hair. So this is where this starts. However, at this time, like my hair is still reasonably healthy. It's still pretty long. It's not doing too bad yet, but this is just the beginning of the story, I fear. So then I get into college, and around this time, the like very cool toned, almost like white blonde is very in. And I'm still like addicted to going blonder. Like I just want to be like that like beautiful, like icy, cool toned blonde. Like it was just very trendy. It was very cool. And I am continuing to bleach my hair and bleach my hair. And I would go and like legit get bleach and tones from the root out. And the first few years, like my hair is starting to seem a little more damaged. I'm noticing that it's not really growing as much. And I decide like, okay, actually, no, I think it was senior year, like going into, I don't know when I think I got extensions for the first time in high school, like towards the end of high school. But moral of the story is I start going blonde and I decide I also need extensions because like I'm noticing my hair is breaking off a little bit. So I get my first pair of like clip-in extensions. The clip-ins then turn into tape-ins. The tape-ins turn into a weft. Then it turns into me taking them out and going back to clip-ins. And I have this like off and on relationship with extensions from like high school till I graduated college. I was still wearing them. I was still wearing them actually up until I moved here. So I had a very long relationship with extensions. I've had wefts, I've had tapes, I've had clip-ins, and God, it used to be such a fucking pain in the ass to do my hair because I would get out of the shower, I'd have to blow dry it. Then I would have to curl it. Then I'd have to put the extensions in, and then I'd have to curl the extensions, and then I'd have to like blend them. Oh my God, my hair used to take so long to do. I do not miss doing that shit. But yeah, I always had extensions. There would be times where I'd like take them out for a short period of time, and then I would be like, I fucking hate the way I look, and I'd put them back in. So you're mixing the great combination of like tape-in extensions that like definitely pull on your hair and break your hair with me doing full-on bleach and tones, with me not really using great products. Like in college, I would just use like whatever I could buy at Target, and like I didn't really look into like products that were actually like good for your hair. I was just like using random, I don't even know what type of products, but like nothing good. I would put a fuck ton of purple shampoo on my hair, which is super, super drying. It's like purple shampoo like tones your hair to be more like icy and cool. And I would use a ton of purple shampoo, and that shit was so drying for your hair. I think the brand was called Fenola, and it was diabolical. So yeah, I'm pretty much like doing all the things that you shouldn't do. So when I show pictures of my very damaged hair, I'm like, it's not like I was just like born with that damaged hair. I am the problem there. Like I caused this. And it really took a toll on my self-esteem towards the later half of college, because it was at a point where like my hair was really, really bad. Like I had these pieces in the back of my head that I could like touch and pull up, and they would stand up straight. And it was so fried. And I was like still constantly putting heat on it because I did not want to wear it natural. It looked horrendous natural. Like it was like very frizzy and puffy and like it had like no texture. It was just like frizzy and puffy. So I'm putting heat on it every day. I'm still wearing my extensions. The second I start to see my roots come through, I feel ugly. So I go bleach it again. Very toxic cycle. So it took and so basically my roommates too in college, they had like this beautiful, like long, luscious hair. And I was so jealous of them because they had like this gorgeous hair. And I just remember hating my hair, especially when I didn't have extensions in. Like I felt ugly. I felt bald. And I was just so envious of people that had good hair. And so anyway, so then I graduate college. I still have these like massive extensions in throughout COVID. And then one day when I took them out, I felt my hair like as a clump, like as a ponytail. And it was so thin and it was so dry. And I was just like, oh my God, I feel fucking bald. And it just like hit me of like, this is just going to continue to get worse if I keep doing this. And like, if I do not change something now, like I'm going to have like the thinnest, shortest hair. I need to do something about it. So I went to a new hairstylist who I'd never been to, but I had seen her work and I thought she did a really good job at like blending. And I was just like, it's time to go back to my roots. Like I was just like, cut off my dead ends. I don't care how short you have to make my hair. Please cut off my dead ends and take me back to my roots, but like keep a little bit of the blonde because like I wasn't fully ready to go like full on brunette. And she was like, okay. So she chopped off my hair. It was pretty short, like above my shoulder. Oh my God, I miss having short hair actually. But I only liked short hair when it was styled. I didn't like it when it was natural, but it was kind of makes me want to do it again because it was fun. I had pretty short hair for the first time, and she did like a really pretty like blended brunette with like a little blonde highlights, but we took away the bleach and tone. We removed a lot, or I guess covered up a lot of the bleach. The second that this happened, like when I felt my hair after this appointment, I was like, whoa. Like it was like it instantly kind of came back to life. There was obviously still a lot of work to be done, but like just doing that alone made my hair feel so much better. Now, then when I got back from that appointment, I was like, okay, I need to like invest in good products. Like I need to change everything about how I treat and prioritize my hair care. So I actually went full blown Olaplex. Like, I feel like also at the time, like Olaplex was everywhere. All I'd heard was like Olaplex was the best. So I went full blown Olaplex shampoo, conditioner, the hair perfector, the oil. Like I used Olaplex religiously for like a year or two, maybe even more. I was very committed to my Olaplex. And hey, it helped a lot. It helped a lot in getting my hair healthy. I still do use it here and there, but it's very protein rich, like protein heavy. And it's not the kind of thing you should maybe use every single wash. I was using it every single wash, but I've now learned that like it's not necessarily for every wash. But hey, again, it helped a lot. So I started using all Olaplex. I would still style my hair with heat, but I tried to only do it like once a week max, like give myself a blowout and then style it, whatever. And then try not to touch it again with heat for a week. But I also did, I did end up getting clip-in extensions months later because again, I was like, I hate it short and I want clip-ins. And I did go through another phase with clip-ins for a while, but then eventually I did fully give them up. But it was the extensions had a chokehold on me. Like I felt like I was not pretty without long hair. I don't know. It's sad because I did look good with the short hair, but at the time I was just like, I need long hair. So I did go back to the extensions temporarily, but just the clip-ins. The clip-ins I think are not nearly as damaging as tape-ins. The tape-ins and like the wefts that I had were the really like diabolical extensions that like ripped my hair out. I remember even one time my tape-ins gave me like sores and like cuts on my head. It was so bad. But yeah, so I also started like sleeping with silk pillowcases, braiding my hair at night, not using like harsh hair ties, like using more like scrunchies. I started using like a wide tooth comb when I got out of the shower and being very gentle with my hair. I started washing it a lot less. Like I said, I would like wash it maybe once a week, style it maybe, and then not touch it again for a week. I started taking vitamins like biotin and keratin. I just started like trying to do all of the things for my hair. But I will say out of all the things, all the supplements and the products, like that is not what did it. It was just simply not bleaching it as much. With this new like natural rooted look, I found that I only needed to get my hair done like once every 4 or 5 months, which was amazing because it gave like I was bleaching my hair every like 6 to 8 weeks. So just giving my hair that break from that harsh bleach alone did wonders for my hair. Also just like not putting heat, like in college I put heat on it so much because we were constantly going out and doing things and I would style my hair like every single day, and just not putting heat on it as much also was like one of the biggest things. Like if I was to give 2 pieces of advice, it's not like buying a certain product or taking a supplement or sleeping with a silk pillowcase. It is less heat and less bleach, at least in my case. Now, this brings us though to the natural hair, because during this time when I first chopped it all off and made this change, I wasn't fully comfortable with my natural hair yet at all. About, I don't even know, 8 or 9 months later, my hair had grown a good amount. It was definitely feeling a lot healthier. I went to Costa Rica with my family on a trip, and there it's so humid. I mean, there's no point in styling your hair. So I wore my hair natural for like an entire week, which I hadn't done in, I don't know, a long time. And I was starting to look at it as it had gotten, a lot healthier over the past like 8 or 9 months. And I'm like, wait, I don't really hate this. Like, it's not perfect. It definitely still was like a little poofy and frizzy, but I'm like, but I don't hate this. And I realized on that trip, I'm like, I think I have like some curls. I think I kind of don't hate my natural hair. I'm going to try to embrace it. I also get back to Austin, and I had just moved to Austin that year. It's humid as fuck. And it's very hard to style your hair because it looks like shit the second you go outside. So I really decided like, I'm going to challenge myself to like step into just like embracing my natural hair, which sounds kind of dumb because it's like, what? Like now I love it. And I wish I would have embraced it earlier, but I really wasn't at all. So then I start wearing it natural more often. And at this point, I'm not really using any product in it, maybe just like some oil and leave-in conditioner, but I'm not like using curl creams or mousses or anything like that. But slowly but surely over time, with the less bleach, with the less heat, wearing it natural. And I won't lie, there was an awkward phase. There was an awkward phase where the natural hair did not look that good. And you kind of just have to sit through it and deal with it. And it's not enjoyable at all, because you're like, wait, my hair looks like shit. But it was eventually worth it, because over time my curls really started, and like waves started to form. They started to take shape. I started to like be like, okay, let me try a curl product in this. And then as I did that and I started scrunching my hair post shower, I was like, wait, I like have like hair. Like I have like hair. And it was just crazy going from like that bleach fried hair that was like, had such a chokehold on me, but at the same time made me feel so insecure. And I look back to when I had that hair and I'm like, girl, you have like dark eyebrows. Like it didn't even look good on you to be that blonde. Like what were you doing? But at the time I was just like convinced, like how can I be the blondest possible? So during this time, as I'm kind of embracing the natural hair, I also decided to kind of, I still have like pretty prominent blonde highlights in my hair. And I kind of start, playing around with like going a little more brunette and taking away a little less blonde. But ultimately, like I've realized like I can have blonde in my hair. I can have blonde highlights for sure. I just can't be like a full bleach in tone, like bleach blonde, super, super blonde. My entire hair is bleached. I can have some, but I need to have also like my hair too, especially at the root. Like I do not bleach your roots. Do not bleach your roots. Like please just take it from me. Do not bleach your fucking roots. As long as I have my roots and like have a lot of my natural hair color weaved into the blonde, I can be partially blonde. I'm not really right now, but I actually do think I have a hair appointment in 2 weeks, and I actually do think I might add in a little more blonde. I don't know, because my hair is feeling pretty healthy right now. I do need to get it cut, but I kind of want to like lighten it up a little bit. But that's kind of like the story arc. And I think I've gotten questions like, please like make a video or whatever about like how you got it healthy, which I have done. But I wish there was this like secret sauce or product or thing that I used that just got my hair healthy. But really the things that did it were time, for one. Like it took years of treating my hair nicely and using good products and not damaging the fuck out of it for it to become healthy. Like it's just a very long process, which sucks, because it's like, of course you want instant results. Like you don't want to have to sit through these awkward stages. But it's true, time. And like I said, not bleaching the fuck out of it, not getting it done every 6 to 8 weeks, and not taking out the extensions. The extensions were definitely ripping my hair out. And yeah, I mean, using better products definitely helped, but it was not like the game changer. And that's why I'm like, I wish there was a product that you could buy to like make your hair completely healthy. But like, I just don't think there is if you have that degree of bleach damage that I had. Because my type of damage wasn't like you just have like damaged split ends from like not cutting your hair or whatever. Like my type of damage was like severe color damage. So yeah, I think there's probably different types of damaged hair, but mine was severe color damage. And I also learned that I am much prettier not as a bleach blonde. And I don't think I will ever be bleach blonde again. I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's my look. I did go darker with my hair last winter. I loved it at first. I thought it looked really, really good, especially when it was like all glossy from the salon. I will say over time, as I was washing my hair and stuff, I felt like it started to tone a little bit more on the red side, and it was kind of warm toned. I didn't love that, like almost like a reddish brown. And I do think I prefer myself kind of how I am right now with like highlights. But yeah. And so, I mean, that's kind of my hair journey and how I healed my hair, I guess you could say. But really the short answer is that it just took a lot of time, and it took respecting my hair and like being nice to it for it to get there. And I had no idea my hair could ever grow this long, because I never in a million years thought it would. And now I'm just so happy that it did. And I also never ever thought that I would like embrace my natural hair in the way that I do now. Cause as a kid, like I just wanted to like constantly change it. And it makes me really happy that I've come to love it. And I do love when my hair is styled for sure. But there's something really nice about just like embracing it and having fun with it. And I think it makes me me. And I actually even thought like, I would even consider like on my wedding day wearing my hair natural and like not having it styled. Cause I'm just like, it's just me. Like I don't know. It's me. And like, I would love to like on my wedding day have my natural hair. Cause I feel like it's such a big part of me. I don't know. I love it. And I used to curse my dad because he has like, you know, waves and curls for giving me this hair. And now, Dad, all I have to say is thank you so much because I actually really do love it. And I hope if there's ever anything I ever influence anyone to do, it is to try wearing their hair natural. Even you might not have like full on curls, but even if you just have waves, like so many people have waves and even curls and don't really know it because they aren't like using the right products and they aren't like trying it and they're not like wearing their hair natural enough to like experiment with it. But if I ever influence you to do anything, it's like, just try wearing your hair natural. And I know that like you might think you don't look good, but when I see people with like natural waves wear their hair natural, I think they look so fucking good. Like I love when hair has like a little texture, it has a little movement, but like natural movement, not like super styled. And please try it. Please try that at home. But like also just know that like you have hair dysmorphia, because I used to think that I looked so ugly with my natural hair, but I didn't. And now I don't think that anymore, but I used to think that because it was just like different and I didn't like it. And I was so used to like seeing myself with like hair styled. But trust me, you look amazing. And I also think that like the media back in the day, like when we were kids and stuff, like they didn't show very much like natural hair. It was more so like everything was like so straight and polished and sleek. Like sleek hair was the shit. Like remember Garnier Sleek and Shine, I think is what it was called. Like it was all about like, how can I have the sleekest, shiniest hair? And now I'm like, bro, I like don't even want my hair shiny. Like I want it like, I just want volume. Like I love a little voluminous look. But I mean, yeah, guys, that's kind of the hair story. I'm like trying to think, is there anything else I missed from it? I mean, and I will say like the hair journey, the hair arc, I feel like gave me a huge fucking glow up, even through all the awkward phases of it. Like I think I feel so much more confident now that I don't have that super bleached hair than I did. And I was severely blondorexic and I really thought that I wouldn't look good as a brunette. And if like you also maybe are blonde and think that, like, I promise you, you never know what you might look like with a different hair color or brunette or your more natural hair color if you don't try it. And I thought I was going to look fucking horrible. And I don't. I look better. So this is just me influencing you to maybe try it. But yeah, that's the hair journey. And I think I've said that like 15 times, like, okay, that's the hair journey. And then I go on another tangent, but I'm staring at my cat. He's sitting on my robe on the floor that we just washed the laundry. So it's a nice warm robe and he's really enjoying it. And I want to kiss him so bad. Whiskey, come here. Come here, baby. Oh, there's someone out in the hallway. Okay, now I'm scared that I'm being perceived by whoever is in the hallway because you can literally hear everything from the units in the hallway. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will talk to you soon and have a great rest of your week. And hey, you should try wearing your hair natural today or tomorrow. Come on, just do it. Just do it, please. Okay, love y'all. See you next time on the Tearing It Up podcast.